This is just disappointing in my opinion. The Winnipeg Jets have reunited again with Eric Comrie. He played 10 games for Buffalo last year, and he's back on a 2-year deal, $8.25K average salary, and I do not like this deal whatsoever. I know Eric Comrie is a good guy. I know a lot of Jets fans hold him in high regard because he spent so much time with the Moose and the organization, and he's bounced around a lot. He's got a great story and all that, but he is just not good. You look at his stats, you look at, he is the most mid goaltender you could sign, and I'm sorry, but backup goaltenders in the modern day and age are a very important thing to have, even when you have the Vezina winner in Connor Hellebuyck. Laurent Brossoit is worth every penny, and they should have used him more. Laurent Brossoit and Connor Hellebuyck won the Jennings because they were the best tandem in the NHL, and they let him walk. It's so frustrating to see stuff like this happen, and it's not even about letting Laurent Brossoit walk. I feel like we all expected that to happen, but Eric Comrie, seriously, that is the guy you go to after an extremely disappointing playoff exit. You go to Eric Comrie as the guy to really help cement things back there in the net, to really solidify your tandem. What an absolute joke. I was under the understanding that when Hellebuyck and Scheifele re-signed, they were going to really try to push this team and be good every year and try to improve. How in the hell is signing Eric Comrie in 2024 competing for a good, improved team? That is mind-blowing to me. I don't want to sound like too much of an asshole, because again, I like Eric Comrie as a person. He's a really good dude, and he's done a lot for the city. He's got, like I said, a lot of fans hold him in high regard. I guess I would put myself in that category as well. I think he's a great dude, and he spent a lot of time with this club. So, yeah, that's awesome, and that's great. But at the end of the day, this guy has done nothing for this club. He has never been an impactful player for us. He's just been there. He's just a good locker room guy, who we just bought out another locker room guy in Nate Schmidt. He only had 1 year left, and everyone seemed to love him, so, this move doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense, even though it makes the most sense, because it's the most typical fucking move the Winnipeg Jets could make. It still doesn't make any sense to me about how they think this is a good competitive move for them to do right now. Thank God Sean Monahan has just signed with the Columbus Blue Jackets for $5.5 million for the next 5 years, because what an albatross of a contract, and that would have been terrible if the Jets took on that type of hit. But signing Eric Comrie to a contract like this, it just screams mediocrity to me. Absolute mediocrity. The team needs to improve. The team needs to build. And they go back to a guy that is just so mid, so borderline NHL, that they give him a league minimum contract pretty much to come back and be our backup. Just use Thomas Milik for that case, for fuck's sakes. Why? Why do you need Eric Comrie? This just doesn't make any sense. I'm just flabbergasted that they actually went down this path. I saw people kind of memeing this over the last couple of days, and I was like, yeah, well, we'll have to see. I could see them doing that, but they're not actually going to go back to Eric Comrie. Right? And of course they do. It's just a terrible contract for the Jets. Not because it's an overpay, but because you don't need a guy like this anymore. He just doesn't fit the mold of competing for a Stanley Cup, which is, I thought, what the entire goal of having an NHL team was. So I don't know why Eric Comrie's back. I hope to God that he can have at least a decent year for us, but if we're going to really rely on Connor Hellebuyck to play 75 games, oh my God, we're going to be in for a very interesting season next year. So make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all things Winnipeg Jets hockey. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, check out all the affiliate links down in the description below. Go Jets, go, and oh boy, this is going to be an ugly day.
It'll all be over.